Welcome to the heart and soul of Seattle, a place where flavors, colors, and stories come alive. Today, we dive into the enchanting world of Pike Place Market, an iconic landmark that has been captivating locals and visitors for over a century. Join me as we embark on a journey through the sights, sounds, and flavors that make Pike Place Market a must-visit destination. Pike Place Market, located in the heart of downtown Seattle, is a vibrant hub of activity. As you wander through its historic cobblestone streets, you'll be greeted by friendly vendors, enticing aromas, and a kaleidoscope of colors.
At the turn of the last century, Seattle was a city on the rise. On the heels of the gold rush, it had a population with money to spend. But when middlemen food vendors began to jack local prices beyond belief, the public finally put its foot down around Pike and Western with the idea of a farmer's market.
The farmer sold out in half a day.
City Councilman Thomas Revelle issued the ordinance to establish Pike Place Market in 1907. This market is yours, he proclaimed. And soon, this city will have one of the greatest markets in the world.
Wonderful phrases that look a far way forward to what the market would become. That was always be a people's market, and that kind of language that was purple and appropriate to the time.
Entrepreneur Frank Goodwin knew a good thing when he saw it. He turned the chaos of produce and money changing hands into an organized system of stalls.
He said, this is a hell of a good location. And he immediately realized that this was going to be a continuing commercial center. So he built the main arcade there, and he built a couple other buildings in that. And it became the de facto mayor of the market right from the start, 1907 or so.
Much of the market's main buildings were built during Goodwin's tenure leading up to World War I.
It's a place where farmers, artisans, and artists come together to showcase their talents and passions. The market was established in 1907 and holds a special place in Seattle's history.
When the Goodwin family's fortune wore thin, an Italian farmer was waiting in the wings, Joe DeSimone.
But he was a shrewd farmer and frugal guy, and as soon as he got any money together, he stopped renting and started buying land and planting his own stuff. He also found the market was a very fine place to sell that produce, and he was a good farmer, and he sold it. He kept adding to his property, so that by the early 30s, he was a major stockholder in the public market.
Joe looked like any other simple farmer, but he made a truckload of money. During the Depression, Seattle's main gathering place became a refuge for those living on the edge, a place for food, nearby shelter, and a warm smile. But it was World War II that forever changed the face of the market, the internment of the Japanese.
There were almost 600 farm permits issued in 1939. For instance, and clearly about 2/3 of those were individual or family Japanese Americans. In 1942, there were only 96 farm permits issued, none of them to Japanese Americans. So you saw that kind of a loss there. But there were a lot of small businesses that were Japanese American owned in the market. They also, they left the farms and they began running produce stands and that. And those were lost or held in trust for them until they got back. Many did not come back. They survived the war, they survived the internment, but they decided they didn't want to come back to the West Coast.
By the 1950s and 60s, Pike Place Market was showing its age.
The landlords that owned it were now getting old, and they weren't putting their money back into maintaining the buildings. It began looking scruffy and dumpy, to the point where Mayor Dorm Brayman in the mid-60s said it's just a fire trap.
The automobile and big highways led people out of the downtown and into the suburbs where the concept of supermarkets emerged.
Everything grew. Retail merchandising grew and changed. That whole area of individual face-to-face merchandising died and supermarket merchandising began.
Pike Place spiraled downward, a tired remnant of yesteryear that the city wanted to replace with new development. But a group of concerned citizens led by architect Victor Steinbrook mounted a campaign to save the market.
Victor never, although he was a professor of architecture and loved buildings and that, he quite clearly, honestly said, these are not magnificent structures. These were built on the back of an envelope by contractors. And he always said, Victor always said, that the market is the people. And it continues to be that way.
With a public vote to save the market and its declaration as a National Historic Site, as long as there is a Seattle, there will be a Pike Place Market.
The future of the market's in good hands. It's in its own hands.
It was created as a response to the city's rising food prices and to provide a direct connection between farmers and consumers. In its early days, the market buzzed with activity as farmers brought their goods from nearby valleys, showcasing the bounty of the Pacific Northwest.
To allow farmers to sell directly to the public. Later that year, Seattle City Council member Thomas Ravel officially opened the Pike Place Market with these words: "This market is yours. I dedicate it to you, and may it prove a benefit to you and your children. It is for you to defend, to protect, and uphold." The market flourished until 1942, when a World War II executive order incarcerating Japanese Americans changed everything. Overnight, the market lost 75% of its farmers and began a decades-long decline. Lost it with a 3-2 margin. The market was saved. A 9-acre National Historic District was created with this urban mission: a place for farmers to sell to customers, a place for local small businesses to start up, and the development of housing and services for low-income neighbors, especially seniors downtown. The Pike Place Market Development Authority was created to run and operate the market on behalf of the City of Seattle.
Pike Place Market quickly became a vital center of commerce and community. It weathered economic challenges and even the Great Depression. Thanks to the vision and determination of local activists who fought to preserve it, Pike Place Market survived demolition attempts and emerged as a symbol of Seattle's resilience and cultural identity. What makes Pike Place Market truly special is its emphasis on locally sourced, high-quality goods.
ready for fish here. Hey, man.
It's a fish head. We can eat you. Should we eat the fish head?
From the freshest fruits and vegetables to the catch of the day, you'll find an abundance of culinary delights. And let's not forget the world-famous fishmongers who put on quite a show with their fish tossing. The iconic fish-throwing spectacle became a symbol of the market's vibrancy and energetic spirit.
I'm just gonna catch it.
DT for Julie! DT for Julie! Young lady, you're hired. Wash your hands, crazy.
Beyond the delightful produce and seafood, Pike Place Market offers a myriad of treasures.
2, 1.
Lose yourself in the maze-like shops, where you'll discover unique crafts, handmade jewelry, vintage clothing, and so much more. The market also nurtures the arts, with talented street performers and musicians adding a vibrant ambience to every corner. As we conclude our mesmerizing journey through Pike Place Market, one thing becomes clear: it's more than just a market. It's a vibrant tapestry that weaves together the stories of Seattle's past and present. So, whether you are a food lover, a history enthusiast, or simply seeking a slice of authentic Seattle life, Pike Place Market is a place that will leave you with memories to cherish.